brothers with wavy and straight hair, all the way down to very dark skin with thick lips and nappy hair. All of that is the family of Adam. That's us. They call us different hues and colors in the Quran. Shakala. Go ahead.
What happens if I wasn't from that tribe that is Arabic? Am I considered a Muslim, or is there some way I would have to change or anything?
That's a very good question. The whole thing is, everybody in Africa were Arabs, because everybody in Africa came into Africa by way of the Prophet Noah. If we follow the descendancy of the Prophet Noah after the flood, we'll find out that his sons, right, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and Rhea died in the flood, but between those three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, all of Africa was populated, from the Hamites to the Semites to the Foothites and to the Mesramites. The Mesramites are the Egyptians, and the Hamites are the Somalian Ethiopians. The Foothites and the Libyans are the people of Libya, and up that way. And then you have from Nuba, from Sem, you get the son Halava, which is Nubia, which is all down there. So Africa was, the whole continent was spread by the sons of Noah. And before Noah moved into Africa, he was an Arab, because the word Arab, don't let them confuse you. See, they make it look like it's a nationality. The word Arab is the word Araba, to move about, to go from place to place. So when his family left Asia, and in Asia, under the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he taught us we are the original Asiatic black people, he was talking about before we migrated from Asia into Africa. When we moved into Africa, we became known as Nubians or Africans or Ghanaians or Nigerians. The white man gave us a lot of names because he couldn't deal with us for what we were, which was blackface, which was the original name of Ethiopia and Egyptian. When they first called us Egyptos, they were saying the burnt-faced people, or Sudanese, which is from the word Sud in Arabic, which means black. So when we left Arabia, we migrated, so they called us Araba. Those who migrate, just like Abraham and then we'll call Hebrew, when they cross the Tigris, because Ibra in Hebrew means to cross from one side to the next. So people were calling us these. So the word Arab became synonymous with an act we made when we left Asia and went into Africa. And then because we were speaking Syriac language, because we came out of the Tigris-Euphrates Valley or Chaldea under Abraham, they referred to the language we spoke as the language of the Arab people, or the language of those migrants, and later on became known as Arabiya or Arabic. Okay?
Okay. The next question is, for Muslims that are starting their own business, how do you back them? And do you back them? What are the means? I mean, is it just spiritually, financially? How do you go about backing a Muslim starting a business?
We back them every way we can. We tell other Muslims support the business as long as they're not selling drugs or alcohol or pork. There's a lot of Muslims here from Yemen, and they got these stores on the corner, these grocery stores, and they say they're Muslims, but they sell pork and they sell cigarettes and they sell a lot of stuff. We don't back that. But if you open a clean, healthy store, I don't mind walking my 10-year-old daughter in and be able to say, see that brother there, he's in business, then I will tell my families and all the Muslim families, support that brother. If the brother has an idea and he doesn't have the finance to do it, and he has a good idea and he can show me where it's constructed and sincere, then we might even back it. I'm saying might because I don't want to make no promises that the community might object to. We would, in most cases, back him financially to help him get in business.
Who would I talk to about that?
You can talk to the brothers in the front, you can talk to brothers, because it's like a family, it's an organization here. So you can just about talk to most brothers, and they'll say, well, this brother's closer to the Imam, he talks to the Imam every day, this brother runs businesses, and it's like that. It's not as regimented. We need the regimentation that the Nation of Islam offers, like FOI and stuff like that. We need it, and we're working towards it now, but we was always very loose here. Everybody just family. We just now begin to realize that the FOI, MGT, and GCC is something needed in the Ansar Allah community, and it will be enforced in due time when we have, training, girl training, general civilization class, and FOI, so we're prepared for whatever's going to happen. These are all the compromises that we're making. They're going to white, and we're going to make an FOI, etc., etc., etc. But you can talk to any of the brothers in the front, and they can get a message directly to me. I am not out of reach. I don't hide. I'm doing this there because it's easier for me to talk from here down. Last week I was in the class talking to the people who were there. This week I just happened to be here. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm not out of reach. You can get up, you can walk up to me, unless I feel uncomfortable. And if I see in your eyes you're going to be disrespectful or arrogant, I will ride with you as long as I can until I can't take it anymore. Then I'll just go back to being George.
Okay.
Say what's up.
You saying that you're supposed to raise up these kids 144,000?
No, I'm saying you're supposed to raise them. I'm supposed to give you the doctrine to do it with. And what has to happen is you have to marry women. This makes it so difficult, son. Y'all have to marry women who we know have already been defiled, because we all have been defiled by the harlot, right? We have did all the wrong things, but we have to give birth like Mary's mother gave birth to Mary. That's why we call her the Blessed Mother Mary, because she was also blessed. And she is to give birth to the Messiah. Just the thing y'all have to do. You brothers and sisters, you young people have to marry and give birth to kids, and let me raise the kids in Arabic and in purity, and not be drinking of the wrath of the fornicator, the harlot, and then your kids will give birth to the Messiah that'll save the world. Do you understand? People keep thinking they're the 144,000. How can you fool yourself into thinking you're the 144,000 with all the devilishment you done did your whole life? Why don't you stop fooling yourself, Junior? Y'all know y'all ain't hardly no 144,000. If the Messiah Jesus came out of heaven right now, he walked by most of us with all the stuff that we done did. But we can give birth to children and raise them in purity and righteousness. They never had no pork in their body. They never defiled or blasphemed in the name of Allah by worshiping more than one deity or binding partners with him or saying that Jesus is God. They never did that. We can raise them, then their genes will be perfect, and they will give birth to angels or angelic beings. You know, if I'm there, that's the way we have to do it. But it's not my job solely. No, you're going to help me with this one. You're going to help me push this car up the hill, because it's too hard for any one mortal. Okay?
Right.
What's your name?
Leonardo.
Leonard?
Drakeford. The last question is, something that I'm really concerned about is this year 2000, and all these things are going to happen. And if all the white people, I'm not going to say white people, all the people that are totally against blacks.
Good, that's good you said that, because a lot of blacks against us too now.
Right. All the people that are against us, how we save this 144,000, and where we go from radiation and stuff like that. I mean, if they have the bombs and we have nothing.
I hear you.
What are we to do to protect ourselves? If we can raise these kids and purify them.
First, let me add this. The first thing is, there's a reason why the white man continues to refer to blacks and Latinos as the minority, when he knows, in fact, we are the majority. You understand?
Right.
He has birth control to control our birth. He ain't trying to control his birth, because white people got to go get booster shots to get pregnant. That white man can be married 20 years and don't have but one baby. A Negro can be married 20 minutes and have a baby. I mean, this baby's all over that room looking around. He keeps me and you thinking that we are in the minority, because when the stuff hits the fan, his greatest fear is black, Latino black. All of us, the original people of color, coming together as one family, and he would be immobilized. You realize how many of us it is with the Malaysians and the Japanese and the Koreans and the Vietnamese and the Philippines and the Hawaiians and the Cubans and the Haitians and the Trinidadians and the Puerto Ricans and the Santo Domingans and the Panamanians and the Alabamians and the Georgians. We are the majority. When the devil's time is up, and believe me, I don't have to prophesy about his time being up. You can read the newspaper now. He's saying the greenhouse effect, ozone layer's gone, insects are coming, AIDS is here. They didn't even solve herpes. They already got a new disease. Usually the white man gets a time to fight one disease before another one comes. He gets polio and he fights it before another. This time he was still dealing with herpes, and AIDS said, hey, I'm here. And he ain't had nothing ready for AIDS. He forgot about herpes, because y'all so busy worrying about who got AIDS that you don't realize that herpes is just as bad, because it stays with you like your eyebrows also. It's with you forever, and just decides when it feels like coming forward. That's even worse. So it decides, I guess I'll plague him for a month. I'll cool out for 6 months. Where AIDS says, I got the better idea. I'm just going to kill the fool. So now, what do you think the white man is doing with all these? Listen, the Challenger blew up a couple of years ago, right? They send up some people, you know, that shooting the rocket towards space. The thing blew up, right? Now they're complaining about the budget of the United States of America, the deficit, the debts we in, how foreign countries are not paying their debt, how the country can go into depression, etc., 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 and they spend another $5 billion sending another rocket up in space for the fun of it. Or is it for the fun of it? Or does he know something he ain't telling you about what's going to happen to the earth, and he's trying to get a taxi out of here? Which really ain't funny.